So are you the type of person who's quiet, non-confrontational, and kind of go with the flow? Do people say things like, wow, you're really chill, or call you a great listener? Are people usually really positive when they walk away from you and think, wow, that was a really cool person? Then you're probably a type 9, the peacemaker, defined by your need to avoid conflict by keeping the peace. At their core, peacemakers believe that everybody in the world is selfish. And so a lot of the times what peacemakers do is they make themselves small to accommodate to other people. And this massages a lot of our egos. Everybody in the world kind of is really selfish. And when they meet somebody who is really interested in them and the things that they do, it almost has this hypnotic kind of cobra effect. And 9s are masters at mirroring people. Mirroring people is a skill where you match their kind of energy. 9s don't really have their own energy. 9s kind of have trouble figuring out who they really are. So a lot of times they can copy your energy. They can, and which makes you feel really good because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't see things the way that we all see things. And when you meet a 9, it's really refreshing because they kind of do. 9s are placed at the very top of the Enneagram, and it's kind of amazing because from the top point of the Enneagram, the 9 can look down on all the types and observe them, kind of like they do in reality. And they can relate to every single number on the Enneagram, but they just don't know their own number. So they can see the 1 and how they are and relate to them. They can see the 2 and how they are and relate to them, and the 3 and the 4 and the 5, 6, 7, and 8. They can see every single number and relate that to them, but they don't know their own energy. They have trouble getting their own energy. And what 9s need to realize is that their own energy is the benevolent king. It's the observing. It's the looking down across the kingdom and relaxing. Their energy is what they're constantly trying to escape from. 9s have a hard time finding their energy, and so they can turn to things like drugs and alcohol, just like the 8 and the 7 and a lot of numbers on the Enneagram, to get their energy, because it brings them like more vibrant energy and kind of gets them out of their shell. 9s have a very big shell and they're really quiet. The 9 is very close to me. It's very personal to me because I feel like a lot of the aspects of the 9 are like me. And when I did the Enneagram tests, I did a bunch of them and I mostly got 4s, but occasionally I would get 9. I would get 4 and 9. And what 9s really believe in their head is that if I can keep the peace and avoid a conflict, it will be better for everybody. It'll be better for me because I don't have to come out of character and get frustrated. And it will be better for them because they can be happy. And 9s secretly resent having to play this part. They resent having to be the peacemaker. They resent having to be the person that puts aside their own feelings to go along with the group. And that can come out in a lot of passive-aggressive ways for them when they're unhealthy. Oftentimes, they can read other people's energy. They're very good at knowing how other people feel, empathically kind of, because they've been quiet and they've kind of observed everybody, so they can kind of put together in their head what everybody's kind of feeling. That's kind of the gift of the 9 is being that empathetic person to every single number. 9s are kind of lost and they don't really know what they want. They're kind of slow and meandering. It can take them, unless they connect with their 8 wing, which is the passion, it can kind of take them a while to figure themselves out and figure out what they really want in life, because they've put everybody's need, their parents' needs, their partner's needs, they've put them all first and they've kind of swept their needs under the rug. It's kind of like a 2. The difference between the 9 and the 2 is that the 2 puts other people first in order to gain love, while the 9 puts other people first in order to avoid conflict. And so the 2 wants to get love and the 9 wants to avoid conflict. So that's where they're different. That's where they kind of differ. And a lot of twos think that they're nines and vice versa. So you kind of have to look at where you kind of fall in on that scale in order to figure out who you are. Nines, to avoid conflict, they merge with others. So they kind of say, yeah, I agree with that, even if they really don't. Or they kind of say, yeah, let's do that if they're in a group setting, because it's just easier for them. They feel like it moves things along faster for them, and it's a fast track to life. Sometimes nines can rise through company ranks just by doing that, by mirroring everybody, and people naturally like them because they feel like, wow, this person really understands me, or this person gets me. I feel very connected to this person, because you're ultimately feeling closer to yourself. Nines have a very hard time getting stressed, so they think. This is kind of the trap they fall in. They think that they don't get stressed very easily, when in fact they're kind of in the background of their mind, they're kind of resenting this emotion that they're giving to everybody else and wish that they could save it for themselves. So they think that they're not getting stressed in the moment, but when it kind of piles onto them, they kind of feel that stress later on and be like, man, why does everybody expect me to be this kind of pushover that subverts to the group? And it's because nines, much like twos, don't set very good boundaries, and they kind of want to please you. They kind of want to make you feel good, and they do that. So they have a hard time remembering who they are. Even though they have those opinions, for the moment, they'll go with the group. But then secretly on the inside, they'll have their own opinions. That's what makes them different from the six. The six kind of has the group's opinion and they think it's theirs. And the nine kind of remains they remain themselves, but for the moment, they forget themselves in order to accomplish something greater, or to go along to get along type thing. But they still harbor their own beliefs deep down. They just have to search for them. So, as I said, the nine sits at the top of the Enneagram, and when nines become their own person, they can be very big people. They can be very important people, because when a nine finds themselves after going through all that they went through, after trying to figure out who they are, when they finally do figure out who they are, then they can pick every single strength on the Enneagram and incorporate it into themselves, kind of like gathering the Infinity Stones like Thanos. They have the idealism of ones, they have the kindness of twos, the attractiveness of threes, the creativity of fours, the intellectual curiosity of fives, the loyalty of sixes, and the affinity for life of sevens, and the strength of eights. And they can be these very big people, and that's why they embody the king energy. So with the king, warrior, magician, and lover, they are the king. They are sitting atop and ruling with all of these different ideals that they've gathered up throughout their life. So some people who are nines are Carl Jung, Barack Obama, and I saw the Ariana Grande's a nine. All these people are nines for their very calm demeanor and their ability to mediate and come together for a common goal. Nines are in the body space, but they're the conflicted body. They don't look the least like the body, like the one. Instead, they kind of wrestle with what they want, and so they kind of forget that they are a body type, to begin with. They look very heady, but they're not heady. They're the body that's disconnected, I would say. They're the body type, but they're not they're not resentful of their own body type like the one. They just kind of forget it. The one kind of fights against their body type, the eight embraces it, and the nine kind of forgets it. And that's the difference between the three body types. Nine is in the middle, so it has wings of eight and wings of one. We've kind of talked about how they need the eight wing to get their passion, but then they have this one wing, which is their idealism, which is their morality. They can find goodness here. They can use the passion of the eight with the cause of the one and become big people. Like I said, Barack Obama, people who can move mountains in the world. It's very uncommon to find people like this. So I don't have a superhero for this one. It was very hard to find a superhero, but I do have a movie character. Now, this is the best example of a 9 that I think I could have found, more than like a superhero. But the 9 that I have is Charlie from Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's the main character in Perks of Being a Wallflower. If you watch that movie and you watch him, that is the 9 to a T. Everybody loves him. He's very good at mirroring people and making everybody around him feel special and unique. That's the gift of 9s. The gift of 9s is mediating, but also the ability to mirror and make people feel very special. Now, their shadow or sin is sloth. Sloth, it's not sloth in that they're lazy. They're sloth in that the fact that their energy is sloth. They have a hard time finding their energy, and so this can lead to paralysis by analysis, where they can overwhelm themselves by having so many options and being into so many things that they kind of just get paralyzed and stuck and stay. And that's really their enemy, is being stuck and being in one place. They need to move. They need to find their energy. And the spiraling downwards of them can be their ability to not go for anything and be a sloth, be lazy in a way, have lazy energy. They have a hard time figuring out their energy and where they need to go, and alcohol and drugs can give it to them. Strange enough, the 9s are the king energy, but they are a feminine type. So femininity is not the pushing forward, it's the staying. It's the here, it's the present. 9s are steeped in the present. They're in the now, much like femininity is. Masculinity is all about moving forward in the future. Femininity is about now and the present and relaxing and observing. It's very feminine to relax and observe. You're getting in touch with your femininity if you're a man when you relax and observe. So maybe they're not the king, maybe they're the queen. Maybe we should say that, the king or queen archetype. They're the queen. 9s are feminine, even if you're a man, even if you're a woman, whatever you are, it's embodied with the feminine energy. It doesn't have anything to do with sexuality. Feminine and masculine for the Enneagram don't really have anything to do with the sexuality. That's a completely different thing. Feminine and masculine are two sides of the poles that we as humans identify with. So yeah. That's the 9. Comment down below if you like this video. Comment down below if you think you're a 9, or if you know somebody that's a 9. If you're watching on Instagram, go over to YouTube and watch the full video where I do a deep dive, and I pulled clips from the full video to make this video. So thank you guys so much for watching this, for supporting this. This is the last of the first 9 videos that I'm doing. I'm gonna come out with some more videos after this because I think I do like this style, even though I kept saying the same thing in every video. But yeah, just thank you guys for watching this. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you guys share with me some of your ideas, because I really want to hear those. And yeah, this journey is amazing for me. I'm finally getting to do something that I really have wanted to do for a long time. I've been struggling with YouTube for a while, like figuring out what I wanted to do and kind of having little YouTube bursts here and there, but this one I'm gonna go hard with. And I'm gonna be very consistent with this one. I've already made moves in my life to where I can work on this a little bit more, and so I want to get more video output kind of like this. I think right now from my life and having a job and stuff like that, putting out multiple videos at once is good for the channel and good for me right now. So thank you guys for listening to that ramble. Go check out the other videos if this is the first video you've stumbled across. I will be doing more of these about the Enneagram. I love the Enneagram so much. And just thank you guys for watching. Again, just thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. Whoever you are, it's probably just going to be the few people I know that are interested in it, but I don't care. That's perfect for me. I don't care. Thank you guys so much. Bye.